Well, you know, I said how dangerous it was if you didn't move the fire from underneath the popcorn cannon. Well, Ollie, once he knows about the popcorn cannon and he's put it together, he thinks about Aunt Kaz going off with it by herself to the food festival where she's going. And he thinks it's going to be a disaster because she'll put the fire under the cannon and then she'll think of something she wants to write. She'll get a new idea for her book and she'll start writing and and she won't move the fire. And then boom, and he can hardly go to sleep that night because he's so worried about Aunt Kaz. And then when he does go to sleep, he has a terrible nightmare. He has a nightmare. And he wakes up and he must have made a noise when he was asleep because here are some of his little cousins and his father and his uncle all coming to see what's wrong with him. And he's yelling, no, no, no. And now I wasn't dreaming anymore, he says. I was awake, standing on my bed and yelling, no, at the top of my voice. I'd woken everyone. Dad was there and Uncle Marek and all my cousins. And they were all crowding round my bed and the little ones were looking frightened. What's the matter, Ollie? Said Zach. Did you have a bad dream? It's okay, I said. I'm fine. But they still looked frightened. So I nodded at the alarm clock. Hey, I said, it's almost time for breakfast. Shall I make you some porridge? That stopped them thinking about my dream. They all grinned and started yelling, yeah, with raisins. No, bananas, honey. Raisins and bananas and honey. And they all ran downstairs ahead of me. And I smiled at Dad to show him I was okay. And then followed as fast as I could. I was going to need a lot of porridge. But when we reached the kitchen, Aunt Kaz was there, and there she is in the kitchen. What's she doing? Well, the top of the cooker was covered with saucepans, all bubbling away, and there were dozens of bowls on the worktops, all full of different things. Aunt Kaz was tipping brown sugar into the food processor. So Gasket, that's Ollie's dog, who's really important. Gasket stopped in the doorway, sniffing warily. Aunt Kaz, what are you doing? I said. Inventing popcorn flavourings. Aunt Kaz turned round and beamed. Look, I've invented chili and parsnip, chocolate and tomato, hot fudge and orange, pink candy floss, banoffee and ginger, and double lemon fizz. Aren't they fantastic? She said one of those is sure to win the prize at the food festival. There's a prize, I said. Aunt Kaz's eyes gleamed. All the stalls are entered, and the prize is gigantic. So there'll probably be food spies everywhere trying to steal the best recipes. But they won't get ours because we're going to be as clever as Beddington Potts, master of secrets, king of concealment. Could Beddington Potts hide a popcorn cannon? I was going to say. But Aunt Kaz didn't leave me time to speak. She just kept talking. There'll be real life spying all around us. Isn't that great? I'll know what it feels like to be Beddington Potts the spy. And she waved her arms again, knocking 3 bowls off the worktop. I grabbed 2 of them and Gasket caught the other in his mouth, but Aunt Kaz hardly noticed. She was much too excited. I'll keep all my flavourings in jars, she said, labelled in code so people can't guess what's inside. Come on, everyone, let's go on a hunt for empty jars, and whoever finds the most gets to taste my popcorn. And she raced out of the kitchen, leaving the saucepans about to boil over. And all the cousins ran after her. So I moved the saucepans and switched off the hob. And then I turned round, and through the window, I saw something odd on the other side of the road. And here's what he saw. It was a man in a grey coat. He had a camera. There was a long lens attached to the front, and it seemed to be pointing straight at our kitchen window, as if he was taking a photograph of the kitchen. But why would he do that? I looked round to see what would be in the picture. And there was Aunt Kaz's list of popcorn flavourings stuck up on the fridge, exactly in line with the lens. He's photographing the list, I thought for one wild moment. He's a spy, stealing Aunt Kaz's popcorn flavours. But then I looked back, and the man had disappeared.